I am going to. I don't know how this works.
Those are minutes.
Oh. No. There we are.
That's what's up.
You guys up here and I wasn't ready. Madam Clerk, are we ready? If so, please proceed with the preliminary meeting instructions.
We are, Mayor. This regular City Council meeting of December 5th, 2023 is being held with a quorum of City of Westlake Council physically in attendance at the Lodge at Westlake Adventure Park, 5490 Kingfisher Boulevard. Public comments may be accepted utilizing the electronic comment card available on the city's website. Public comments are permitted at the appropriate time. The mayor will call for such during public comment, and you may participate utilizing the system's virtual hand feature and waiting to be acknowledged. Please note this meeting is being recorded, both voice and video, and to remember your mic may be live. I will mute any microphones that carry any feedback or interruptions. If you are a caller that has been muted, you may unmute yourself by pressing *6. Any person in the virtual meeting causing a disruption or being inappropriate will be removed. If I may also remind those physically in attendance, please utilize microphones so that the virtual audience and a clear recording of the meeting is produced. Thank you, Mayor O'Connor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would like to go ahead and call to order the regular City Council meeting of December 5th, 2023 at exactly 6:02 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Leonard.
Present.
Councilman Martinez. Vice Mayor Langowski.
Present.
Mayor O'Connor. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please stand and join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Additions, deletions, or modifications of the agenda. I would like to recommend one because it could have impacts on the rest of the meeting. I would like us to consider moving new business item B, which is to fill the vacancy on seat 1 to the very beginning of the meeting.
Mr. Mayor, would that be prior to consent agenda or prior to public hearings?
Let's do it after consent agenda, but before the public hearing. I think that makes the most sense. Unless my city attorney feels otherwise.
That's fine, sir.
Okay.
Motion
I
to
need a
amend,
motion for that.
Motion to approve.
excuse me, motion to amend.
Amend the agenda to move back to
New business.
new business item number
B.
B. Put back under.
After consent agenda prior to public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Roll call. Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes,
4-0. Thank you.
If you would, please entertain a motion to approve the agenda
as amended. I was going to get there, Counselor. Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
If there are further change.
We have a motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Roll call. Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. Let's do public comments. This section of the agenda allows for the comments from the public to speak. Each speaker will be given a total of 3 minutes to comment. A public comment card should be completed and returned to the city clerk. When you are called to speak, please go to the podium, unmute your device, and prior to addressing the council, please state your name and address for the record. Do you have any public comments, Madam Clerk?
Mayor, receiving no previous comment cards, we'll give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hands. If you're a caller that has been muted, please press *6 to speak. Please state your name and address. You'll have 3 minutes. Mayor, we have no comments.
Any comments from those in the public now? Okay. Let's move forward with the consent agenda. This section of the agenda consists of routine or administrative items that require final approval by the City Council and may be approved in its entirety by a single motion. There will be no discussion of these items unless a council member requests such, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered on a future agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Excellent. So now, after our change in the agenda, we are moving forward with new business item B, which is to fill the vacancy
We don't have a.
on seat 1.
Are we not gonna do the?
It's Resolution 2023-34, appointing an applicant as a city council member for seat 1 of the city of Westlake to fill the unexpired term of council member Lair. City attorney, read by title only.
Respectfully, I'd ask that you go through the process of the selection,
Sure.
interview, and then entertain the resolution with your applicant that you decided upon.
Of course. So we had lots of citizens put their name forward for an opportunity to serve the remainder of Councilwoman Viardon's vacated seat, seat number 1. I don't know how the rest of my council feels on the subject, but I'm going to make the strong argument that so that seat is up for election very soon. Okay, it's up for election. Qualifying term, the election was supposed to happen in November. That seat will be sworn in this coming March. That seat, the person running for that seat ran completely unopposed. So we know exactly who's going to be sitting in that seat come March. I'm going to make the strong argument that it doesn't make sense to appoint anybody into that seat over the person who is ultimately going to be filling that seat. I think it would be a disservice to put somebody in there for just a few months when we have the opportunity to put the person in there who's going to stay in that seat throughout the course. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if the rest of the council agrees with me, but you know, I think it's extremely valiant that people put their name forward to be appointed. Only one of those people actually qualified to run and run the campaign to sit in that seat. And by default, because nobody's running against them, they will be filling that seat come March. No matter what, they're getting sworn in. I personally think it makes most sense to appoint that person into the seat right now. I don't know why we would put somebody else in there
For 3 months.
just for 3 months and somebody else is going to be sitting in that seat. That's my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it. But regardless, I want to thank everybody who put their name forward for an opportunity to serve their community and serve their city. I'd like us each to go and say our thoughts on the matter.
I'm in agreement. That was my decision coming to this meeting that I would select Mr. Warner to fill the seat now.
Okay,
I have to agree with the decision to go with Mr. Warner since he is the unopposed candidate running for the seat. So again, it makes no sense to have someone for 2 months or 3 months sit in a open seat. I agree.
I'm just going to echo what you guys said. It would be a disservice to have someone sit there for 4 months just to replace them again.
right.
So-
This would give Mr. Werner an opportunity to get his feet wet early and you know, get in a few months early, but ultimately the seat would be his
Yeah.
regardless. So I think just for continuity of the council, it makes the most sense. It appears that we're in agreement.
I'll make a motion to appoint Mr. Warner as to fill seat 1.
Do we need to read by title?
No, sir, you'd have a separate motion, then I'll introduce the resolution.
Okay, so we have a motion
Second.
and we have a second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Martinez. Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes,
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
excellent. Congratulations, Mr. Werner.
Resolution by title only. I'll have to cancel all my vacations.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Introduce resolution.
Let's go ahead and read by title.
Resolution by title only. Resolution, City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, appointing Gary Warner as the City Council Member, Seat 1 of the City of Westlake, to fill the unexpired term of a council member who tendered the resignation effective November 8th, 2023. Providing that the individual appointed to the council shall serve until the city council member elected at the next regularly scheduled city election, determined by the city council to be in March 2024, is sworn into office, providing for conflict, severability, and providing for an effective date.
Excellent. Now, City Attorney, do we swear in Mr. Warner?
I would
right now?
ask you to adopt the resolution.
So let's do a motion to
Memorialize
adopt.
the appointment.
All right, motion to adopt resolution 2023-34.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Vice Mayor Langowski. Mayor O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Yes, sir. Now if you want to proceed with the swearing in.
Yep. Now,
Zoe.
Madam Clerk and Mr. Werner, I'd like to swear you in and have you take a seat right now. I think our city deserves full representation as soon as possible. So let's get you in that seat.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I, repeat your name,
I do solemnly swear or affirm that I, Gary Warner,
will support and protect and defend the Constitution and government of the United States, and the state of Florida,
will support and protect and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and the state of Florida
against all enemies, domestic or foreign, and that I will bear true faith, loyalty, and allegiance to the same,
against all enemies, domestic or foreign, and bear true faith, loyalty, and allegiance to the same,
and that I am entitled to hold office under the Constitution of the United States and Constitution and laws of the state of Florida,
and that I am entitled to hold office under the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Florida,
and that I will faithfully perform all the duties of Group 1 council member
and that I will faithfully perform all the duties of Group 1 council member
of the city of Westlake, Florida, upon which I'm about to enter, so help me God.
of the city of Westlake, Florida, upon which I am about to enter, so help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Werner.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to the team.
Mayor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Excellent. Public hearing. We have before us Resolution 2023-32, approving the terraces of Westlake Phase 2. City Attorney, please. read
Yes,
by-
sir. I would ask all those people who are going to testify to this, stand and be sworn, please. You solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Please proceed. Resolution by title only, a resolution, City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, approving the terrace of Westlake Phase 2 being replatted track I terraces Westlake Phase 1 plat book 136, page 143 through 149, public records, Palm Beach County, Florida, line section 12, township 43, south, range 40 east, city Westlake, Palm Beach County, Florida, providing for recordation, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. I believe we have presentations from the applicant. Mr. Hearing.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Good
For
evening,
the
sir.
record, Donaldson Hearing with Kotler and Hearing here tonight on behalf of Minto PBLH LLC. And we're here to talk about the plat this evening for the Terraces Phase 2. So it's a pleasure to be here and welcome, Counselor. I've seen you in the audience for many times. And so welcome to the city of Westlake. It's an honor to have the opportunity to present before you. This request is the second plat for the Terraces of Westlake. As you're aware that the Terraces is located within the northern part of Pot Eye, east of Ilex, south of Green Lane. You approved the Phase 1 plat, which consisted of 109 attached single-family or townhomes. Your code would refer to them as attached single-family homes, but it's also commonly referred to as townhomes. We're now coming before you with the second phase plat, which would be an additional 149 single-family attached homes. Again, it's a very straightforward request that's here. Very excited. I have a couple pictures here which I can show you in terms of the location is on your screen. Northern part of Pot Eye, west of or east of Ilex. Here's an aerial which shows you pretty close to the current status of the land development activities on the terraces. Most of the earthwork has been done. Water, sewer, paving, drainage is underway. And the site actually fronts onto the what we call the little park there, the fitness park, which is owned by Sid, which is a part of the water management parcel. And I understand that that's getting ready to go under construction here pretty quickly as well. So very excited. Sales have not opened up here. I'm told that they'll open up sometime in first quarter of next year, because this is I think a very much so anticipated new product type. This is different than the Crossings, which is also attached single family, but this is really a different product. The Crossings is about sold out. There's really no intention that it just happened to be the timing worked out that this is another attached product that is before you. This is a site plan that you may recall. Main entrance is on Ilex to the west, coming into the community. Beautiful green space as you come in. All of the entries, of course, within Westlake are beautiful, and they're beautiful this time of year with all the wonderful holiday lights as well. The various homes front on different greens or open space or muses, as we refer to them. So very nice. We're extremely excited. This is a similar product to what Minto has done down south that have been very well received. So we're excited to bring it to the city of Westlake. The Phase 2 plot area is defined on the screen. It's 141 homes to bring us to the total of 250. This particular plat has been reviewed by your city staff, city engineer, city surveyor, and it's determined that this plat is technically compliant and consistent with Chapter 177 of the Florida statutes. Therefore, we're here tonight requesting your approval and looking forward to bringing this to market real soon. So very excited. And with that, this is the copy. This is what the plat looks like. It's a technical document with various disclosures, defines the tracks, and it's signed by the various parties, including the city of Westlake and Sid. Then there's other technical pieces to it, which are just a lot of numbers that legally describe these properties because they become fee simple properties of record once that plat is recorded. And so with that, both myself and Ms. Dewey with Lewis Longman Walker is here. We're more than happy to answer any questions you have.
Can you go back a few slides where it shows the individual homes and it showed plat 1 and 2, back one? Here we go.
Yes, sir.
So even better. So it appears that plat 2 is significantly more dense than plat 1. What's the difference in homes?
It's, well, there's 109 units in phase one. There's 141 in phase two. And the defining factor there is just really the alignments of the existing median openings in Ilex at the time that we planned the site. So it's the main organization of the site plan starts with the entrance. And this just really has one more set of muses. So it's got one additional block. There are two full blocks to the north, and there's three full blocks to the south.
I'm trying to look at it and I can't figure out where you stole the space from, but you fit a lot more homes in.
It just happens to be the fact that it's the phase two is a slightly bigger land area, and it has three full blocks, and phase one only has two full blocks.
And you get one more. But the size of the homes are exactly the same?
It's a exact product, very, very nice. Really going to be a spectacular addition to
Excellent.
the great homes that we have. And of
Very
course,
good.
landscaping is really special. Muses, we spend a lot of time with flowering trees and into those little squares and courtyards that we have. Be a fun space.
Do we have any comments from our council? Where's the mailbox going on?
The mailbox, there's actually some mailboxes on either side. So if you're on the side street on both the south and on the east.
I see one's labeled mailboxes. The other one is that the OST number one?
Well, it's on one's on the east side of the north side of the entrance, and one is on the south side of the entrance. So that the residents are conveniently located for each of the clusters of homes on either side.
Excellent. Do you have any comments from our council? Mr. Werner?
Yeah, just following up on your initial comment about the density. On phase two, you have four columns of units, of structures, but in each column, there's three structures versus on phase one, there's two structures. So I'm curious as to whether it's the same number of dwelling units in each structure?
No.
Within phase one, we have some attached 5-unit buildings, and in phase two, they're generally 4-unit buildings, although there's 5-unit buildings that sit along the waterway. And it just happens to be the way that we have some special turn lanes as you approach Green Lane, as you look on the rendering. And so those expanded turn lanes modified the way that the site laid out. And this provides us some variety in both sides.
And also, what's your provision for visitor parking?
There is visitor parking at the ends of each of the blocks. So a couple things that we do. I mean, all of the units have 2-car garages with driveways in the back, and then we have guest parking at the end of every single block.
Yeah, I see it right here.
Yep, at the end of every single block, and that's something that we worked out with the staff. And there's some extra guest parking, as you get to the center of the site as well.
Yep, in between here too.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I know your last presentation on section 1, we discussed the second fire entrance. I
Yes.
see it here, but it's grass. So
It is, the second entrance is a stabilized grass area, and it is equipped with what we call the Knox key switch for the fire department. So it's stabilized per Palm Beach County Fire Rescue standards, so that it looks more aesthetically pleasing because it's there for really emergency purposes only.
I just didn't see it paved. I saw grass there. That's what I mean.
Right.
You're right, sir.
Any other comments or questions from council?
Mr. Mayor, this was approved by Seminole Improvement District already as well.
Excellent. I think it's great. And I mean, personally, I like the increased density. I think it was some good engineering that was done there to add some extra homes.
Thank you very much.
And that's what we need, especially this will be our most affordable product. So
it'll be a very livable community with the green spaces that are there. There's a lot of opportunities to walk. It's going to have a beautiful streetscape to it. So it's it's going to be very, very nice. It's different than the crossings.
Right.
I mean, the crossings has turned out beautiful and is spectacular. I like this better because I like the way that we've been able to organize the green spaces, the way they'll be perceived as you drive through the community. And then if you really look closer, we have a comprehensive pedestrian system that you can literally walk all the way around the entire community on a sidewalk, all the way around.
What?
And then you can see that there's multiple access points to also get access out to the Westlake Fitness Park.
Yep.
So I mean, this community, it's really located in a unique location and offers a lot of amenities to the residents.
Refresh my memory on the square footage range of these units.
If I recall, they're in the 16 to 2,000 square
Okay.
foot range.
Excellent.
2-car garage, 2-story.
Fantastic. Any other questions or comments from staff or council?
No comment.
Let's open up for public comment. Clerk.
Mayor, I received no public comment cards prior to the meeting. However, we'll give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hands or unmute their device stating their name and address. If you're a
Thanks, Doc.
caller that has been muted, please press *6. Please state your name and address. Mayor, we have no comments.
Any comments from anyone present now? No? All right. If there's no further discussion, may I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve resolution 2000, did you want to speak?
On this item?
Okay.
Okay.
Resolution 2003-32, a resolution for the plat of the terraces of Westlake Phase 2.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Roll call, Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Got one.
Mr.
Yeah, great.
Gary, Mr. Gary Werner.
I missed that too.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilman Werner.
Mr. Mayor, thank you so very much. If I don't see you all before the holidays, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy holidays. Look forward to seeing you in January, where we are hoping to be before you with the second phase of the Public Center. So
Excellent.
very, very exciting. So we're looking forward to presenting that. We're working that through everything with Osnell and looking forward to seeing you in January.
Thank you so much.
Very much, sir.
All right, let's move forward. We have before us ordinance 2023-07 for first reading. City Attorney, read by title, please.
Ordinance by title only, an ordinance of City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, amending Chapter 3 zoning districts and use set forth in the city's code of ordinances, provide for the creation of section to be turned to be entitled Arcade Amusement Centers and Electronic Gaming Establishments, providing for purpose and findings, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. This was just discussed at the LPA meeting. Do we have any additional presentations?
Additional good evening, council and newly Councilman Warner. For the record, Osneal Leon, planner for the city of Westlake. This is the first reading of the subject ordinance. It was recommended for approval at the LPA board meeting. We gathered some comments and we'll be looking at the language and amending some of the comments for the second reading. No further presentation at this moment.
Thank you. Do we have any comments or questions from council?
None.
Let's open up for public comment. Do we have any public comments on ordinance 2023-07?
We received no previous comments. We'll give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand. If you're a caller that has been muted, please press *6. State your name and address. You have 3 minutes. There we have no comments.
There being no further discussion, may I have a motion?
Motion to approve ordinance 2023-07.
Second.
I didn't get the second.
Right.
It was a tie.
I'm trying to give you a second.
Motion by Councilman Martinez, seconded by Vice Mayor Langowski. Roll call, Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Werner,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes,
Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
thank you. We have before us ordinance 2023-08 for first reading. City Attorney, read by title.
Ordinance by title only, an ordinance to City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, amending Chapter 3 zoning districts and use set for the city's code of ordinances, providing for a definition of massage establishment, providing for hours of operation, providing for exemptions, providing for codification, conflict, severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Again, this item was just discussed at the LPA agency meeting. Do you have any additional presentations?
For the record, Osneil Leon, planning for the city of Westlake, there's no further presentation. We'll be looking to bring this item before you for second reading with the some recommendations of amended language. Thank you.
Any further comments from council?
Nope.
Okay. Let's open up for public comment, Madam Clerk. Do we have any public comments?
Mayor, I received no public comment cards prior to the meeting. However, we'll give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hands. If you're a caller that has been muted, please press *6. You'll have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address.
No.
Mayor, we have no comments.
There's no further discussion. May I entertain the motion, please?
Mayor. All right, I missed that when I was, I'm looking at it, sorry. I make a motion that we accept the first reading of ordinance 2023-08 massage establishment with the adjusted language, amended language.
We'll amend between first and second reading.
Second,
We'll amend that language between first and second reading
Right.
because we haven't amended it yet. We don't know what to amend it to.
recommended amended language.
Excellent. We have a motion
Second.
and a second.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Leonard, seconded by Vice Mayor Langowski. Roll call, Councilman Werner,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Fantastic. Moving forward, ordinance 2023-10 for first reading. City Attorney, read by title.
Yes, sir. Ordinance by title only, an ordinance to the City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, amending Chapter 24 of the city's code of ordinances titled Art in Public Places to create Article 24.2, Section 6A, subparagraph 5, for the purpose of establishing terms for the composition of the Art in Public Places Advisory Board, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Counselor. City Manager, do you want to expand on this,
Yes.
please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, briefly. One of the issues that occurs a lot of times when you have committees and boards is sometimes you have people that don't serve or don't want to participate, but then they drop out because of various reasons. What we're doing here is we're making it so that you would reappoint the board on an annual basis. We'll be doing this for all of our committees. That way, if somebody is not showing up or not participating as you thought they were, you would not reappoint them for the next term. You could appoint somebody else. But that way, every year you're looking at, are the people that really want to serve serving, and are those that are not really wanting to serve, not clogging up the works.
Excellent. Do you have any comments from council on this item?
I'm good with the 1 year. And then if they want to reapply,
Yeah,
consider do
this-
so.
I agree. This is something we ask staff to work on to keep our committees from becoming stagnant or stale. And I'm okay with reappointing every year and keeping those who want to serve serving. Do we have any other comments from our?
No, it sounds on par.
Mr. Mayor, I would make one suggestion that as we do this, every March is when we redo council seat, vice mayor and stuff like that. So I would recommend that we, in that same meeting, do the reappointments of the committee. So we do it all at the same time so that it runs from March to March.
March is when we do vice mayor?
No, I'm sorry, it's April. It's the April
So
meeting.
we should do April.
Same meeting, basically, the April meeting.
So we're gonna appoint vice mayor and reappoint
Minutes.
all the committee members at that meeting.
Yeah, because that becomes your, really kind of like an organizational meeting, so you're good for the next year.
I have no qualms about that. How does the rest of my council feel?
Fine.
You guys good with Oprah?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Makes sense.
So be it. Let's have a motion. Is April in the ordinance or are we
Yes,
just
it is.
decided that now?
It's in there.
Okay. That being said, let's have a motion to adopt as is. Well, let's open up for public comment.
Mayor received no previous comment cards. We'll give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand or mute their device. Please state your name and address if you wish to speak. Please press *6 if you've been muted. Mayor, I have no comments.
If there's no further discussion, let's entertain a motion to adopt the ordinance
Mr.
as.
Mayor, if I might,
Sure.
to be consistent with what the city manager just outlined, you agreed to. You're going to have to amend the proposed ordinance to reflect, to delete April 30th as the period expiring. Because right now, the appointment would take place in May. So we'll move it to April.
So we needed to expire in March.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me entertain a motion to adopt the ordinance with the amended language that the term expiring March 30th,
And the appointment would be in April. of
the
each year.
appointment taking place in April, at the April meeting.
I think there's 31 days in March.
So March 31st.
Yes, sir.
Now, hold on one second. So would that mean there'd be 0 committee members between the 31st and the first meeting? So that we go 5 days with nobody?
Correct.
Okay, and that's okay?
Or you could just have, you don't have to have it expire.
Have it expire the day prior to the April
You don't
meeting?
need an expiration. You just reconsider the
Appointments.
appointment.
Okay, so what should the language be then?
I'll just say, each member and alternate of the Art and Public Places Advisory shall be appointed for a period of 1 year, period.
And
In until replaced.
okay,
Or
and we
reappointed.
just put it on our April agendas.
Yes,
Okay,
that's in there. The city council shall make appointments of all board members and alternates at city council meeting in April of each year.
so the amended language is that they serve for 1 year.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
The idea is your city clerk's going to call up the members and say, no, I can't serve anymore. Yes, I'd like to be reappointed. I
Exactly.
enjoy the board, so you get, all it is, you're revisiting your appointments on an annual basis.
in this way, we don't have an absence of,
You don't have a gap.
we don't have a gap. Okay, does one of my council members have that to make that motion? You want to make it? The main language? Mr. Werner, I saw you taking notes. Do you want to make it? All right.
With approval of first reading of ordinance 2023-10 as amended, including the amendment to subparagraph A5, inserting the words of 1 year or until replaced, and deleting the words expiring on April 30th, 2024.
I need a second.
And the appointment to be made in April of each year. At the last line. We're
And
deleting May,
April of-
substituting April.
So stated.
Second.
Sir.
We have a motion by Councilman Werner, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Roll call, Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Werner.
Councilman Werner.
Councilman
Yeah.
Werner. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, so that was. All right, we are down to. That was.
Education.
Right. E. Ordinance 2023-09 for first reading. City Attorney, read by title.
Ordinance by title only. Ordinance of the City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, repealing ordinance 2020-05 and 2020-10, which regulated the City Education and Youth Advisory Board and adopting a new ordinance reconstituting the board and restating the terms and conditions under which the Education Advisory Board will operate, providing for severability, codification, and an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager.
Yes, sir. Basically, in discussions with Vice Mayor Langowski, the constitution of the committee and the fire is not working well. This is an attempt to revitalize it and have it more functional for the residents and the students in interactions with the schools.
And saving the committee from demise.
Yes,
We're keeping the committee.
I have comments.
People have spoken. Mr. Vice Mayor.
Okay, so if you all remember a few months back, we voted to table this to bring it back before the council. At the 39 municipalities in Palm Beach County, 8 municipalities have an education advisory board. I attended a few of the meetings. One of our current members that's actually on the board, Anita Kaplan, attended the Village of Wellington meeting with us. And I met with the city clerks, grabbed their resolutions and their ordinances. And what I did is adopted or took things from everybody's ordinances to make ours better. You'll go back and see ours was really short. This is more robust. It's making the members now more active, and they're actually going to be, let's say, adopting a local school that we voted on by them, where they will have more interaction with those schools and report back to the Education Advisory Board whenever they meet. Right now, it's quarterly, can be more. That's up to the board when it's done, but this theoretically dissolves the current EAB board and reconstitutes it. And with, this is the first reading, there'll be a second reading, and then we go out for appointments again.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to run the new ordinance by the existing board, and what are their thoughts? What's the temperature check there?
They have not met since last spring.
Got it.
That's part of the problem.
There lies the problem. There lies the problem.
So my hope is that they're going to start meeting.
Yep.
And we'll have an active chair that will, call those meetings to order. And there is one grammar thing I would like to bring up on section 4, number 3, program development. Encourage the development, remove the for the next development. For the next reading.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
could I also ask you to consider section 3, subparagraph 1 regarding the period of appointments? If you wish to bring it in consistent.
Yes, it would be the same as art in public places.
So if you.
That's why it's in yellow.
Yeah, entertain a motion when you're prepared to amend the ordinance accordingly.
So whomever makes this motion, please take that into consideration. Do we have any other comments from the council? And I just want to thank Mr. Langowski. It sounds like you really hit the ground running with this and got a handle on it, and this is going to be your baby.
It's better.
So, any other comments from council members on Youth Advisory Board? Okay. Do we have public comments on this item?
Mayor, received no previous comment cards. We'll give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand. If you're a caller that has been muted, please press *6. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address. Mayor, we have no comments.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of 2023-09, repealing and reconstituting the Education Advisory Board. Changes to section 3 for the composition of appointments to go in line with the city code and also art in public places, and for the change in verbiage in section 4, item 3, removal of that.
I'll second.
Second, very good.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Werner. Roll call, Mayor O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes,
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Werner,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Excellent. New business A. We have before us Resolution 2023-33, appointing 2 alternate members and 1 student representative to serve on the Art in Public Places Advisory Board. City Attorney?
Sir, if you
No,
would.
no, real, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If the language states that they're serving for a period of a year and we're appointing them right now, how are we going to revisit this in April? That's not a year.
You can amend the resolution to reflect that their appointments only
For
good.
the remainder until, how do I do that?
So March 31st.
So we're gonna have a gap.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can't do a year because appointments that are done mid-year for whatever reason to fill vacancies and so forth. So it has to be written so that it's until the,
Term.
Next
Yes.
meeting.
See, I don't see the resolution saying for a year.
Uh-uh. It just says to appoint
I don't
two
know how to do that
alternate
now.
members.
Okay. Either way, come April, we're gonna be swapping them out as,
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
act of the council.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, so be it. All right, you want to read that by title?
I would ask that you consider your alternate members so the appointment can be made, then we'll include them in the resolution.
Okay, let's consider our alternate members. How many did we have apply?
Mayor, you had 2 applicants, and there's 2 alternate member positions available on the board.
So I don't think we need much consideration. It looks like we have 2 applicants and 2 slots to fill. I hope that somebody will make a motion to appoint one in each slot that needs filling. And how about the student position?
We received no applications for the student member.
Okay, so we have no one to put there. Well, Mr. City Attorney, it's been considered. So I guess do I need a motion for each applicant?
No, so you can appoint them in both the same.
Let's entertain a motion
What's in it?
to appoint the applicants into the 2 alternate positions available. I don't think it matters who goes into position 1 or 2,
Think so.
so
Does it? Okay. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we accept resolution 2023-33, filling the vacancy of the council unexpired term of Art in Public Places with Johanna Jimenez and Carol Waldsman.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Leonard, seconded by Vice Mayor Langowski. Roll call, Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
yes.
Councilman Werner,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0.
Resolution of the City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, appointing 2 alternate members to serve on the Art and Public Places Advisory Board, providing for conflict, severability, and effective date.
I need a motion to approve that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I'm sorry, who seconded the motion?
Councilman Martinez.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Martinez. Roll call, Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Werner,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes,
Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
excellent. Moving on to new business item C. We have before us resolution 2023-31, approving and authorizing the mayor or vice mayor to execute the ARPA subrecipient agreement. City Attorney, read by title, please.
Resolution by title only, resolution City Council, City of Westlake, Florida, approving and authorizing the mayor and vice mayor to execute the ARPA sub-recipient agreement between the City of Westlake, Florida Seminole Improvement District for American Rescue Plan Act funds to be used for stormwater infrastructure, providing for conflict, severability, and effective date.
City Manager?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is as part of the park improvements, the items that we can use the ARPA funds for is stormwater management, which is the primary function that we'll be doing. We'll be relocating the stormwater management on the northwest corner into the eastern lakes that were dug by Seminole Improvement District to fill that site to make it usable for more park space.
Any comments from council?
No.
When do you start moving dirt?
The RFP is due back in December 15th. We'll be probably moving dirt by January.
And when done, what does that look like to the general public?
Initially, it's going to look like a big open field that drains. It's relatively flat. We've modified the elevation so that it will drain and it will be a large flat area that can be utilized.
It'll be able to be used.
Yes, we're working on getting it ready so that we could possibly relocate Earthfest from the field that it's currently at to there, except not this coming year because of some issues with the areas. We don't have any paved areas yet for ADA, et cetera.
But not, forget about Fourth Fest. When do you realistically see humans walking on that area and being able to use it, even as just a green space?
Probably summer.
I'll take it. Okay. Thank you, sir. You have any other comments from the council on this item?
No comment.
Let's open up for public comment. Do we have any comments from the public, Madam Clerk?
I didn't receive any public comment cards. We'll give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand. If you're a caller that has been muted, please press *6. May we have no comments?
There being no further discussion, may I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve resolution 2023-31 for ARPA funds.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Werner. Roll call, Councilman Werner,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Excellent. Item D, we have before us discussion of legislative initiatives for Palm Beach County Days. Councilman Martinez requested this item be added to the agenda. Council members will be in Tallahassee, represent the city of Westlake, January 9th and 10th. We would like to discuss bold legislative initiatives to take with us for discussion. For those of you who don't know, Palm Beach County Days happens to fall on the first day of session for our legislators in Tallahassee. Historically, a few of us, I don't think we've ever all gone, but a few of us have embarked to Tallahassee to grab the ear of our representatives and ask them for stuff. This year, because we don't normally get to talk to each other, this year, Councilman Martinez had the great idea of kind of pre-meeting and discussing what we will be attempting to accomplish while we're up there. Now, I will say that it being the first day of session, it's kind of crazy up there during Palm Beach County Days. They kind of have our schedules filled out for us, but we do, usually have an opportunity to meet with our representatives, even if it's just for a very quick moment. I will say I have one main initiative, and that's to bring home money for our parks.
That's correct.
That's my main concern. We certainly cannot afford this park as it is without, the ARPA funds are definitely going to help with phase one, but we need money. We need money in the form of grants. We need money in the form of appropriations from Tallahassee. We need all the help we can get. So I'm going to be begging and pleading for appropriations for our park. That's my main initiative. Is there any other legislative concerns or
You said it
thoughts?
best. We can't talk about it openly besides being here. I've spoken with Zoe earlier today and previous. We're looking to set up meetings with our senators, our representatives. Their schedules aren't open yet. As soon as they are, we're trying to get meetings. So we're not showing up blind to Tallahassee. I've seen in other battles where many cities want to fight for many things. Like you said, I think we're going in there with one plan, our park. That's the thing we want to get the most funds for. So I think we really want to show up with a plan, have our numbers in order, know what we bring to the table, what we're looking for, and have hard facts that we can present to them. That way we're not just blindly asking, hey, we have a park we want to build. Can you send something our way? And then we also want to ask what appropriations are available, what grants do you know that we can work towards, and have those questions ready as well.
I couldn't agree with you more. The squeaky wheel does get the grease, and because of redistricting, which just happened, we actually have a new representative that we've only had for a year, and that's Senator Harrow. So I think it's easy to forget we exist if we don't stay on top of that and be that squeaky wheel. So, coming out there in force, I think will be great. And, the more we make our presence known, the more we're going to get.
Right. And I also want to ask staff if they can send out a list of the money that we have available, grants that we're working towards. That way we all have the facts in front of us, and when we show up and we're in our meetings, we're all on the same page.
And financial needs that Sid has come up with for the park,
Right.
and also a floor plan or a map of what we have.
Yes, I have a recent map based upon earlier comments from the council and from Sid for what the proposed areas will look like. We will have that as well as a rough sequencing of dollars involved for the phases.
We can have a printed takeaway so we can hand it right to them.
Yes.
They can go through it with their staff.
So one of the takeaways from the legislative meeting that we just attended was that when we attend these Florida Palm Beach County days, one, we should not walk into their office with a pack of information to hand to them because they're and this is their words, their attention span is about this big. They have 15-minute blocks of time. So they're recommending if we have issues that we want to bring, that we send it to them first. If we have things we want them to read, we should come in with a one-page kind of summary of what we're asking for.
Absolutely.
But we need to make sure we're speaking to the right person about the right issue. So if we're going to talk about parks or money, we need to make sure that the person we're speaking with is actually on the appropriations committee.
Right.
And we're not talking to the wrong person about money. So we need to make sure that we've identified who the right persons are that we need to speak to about each issue.
Absolutely. And that's why we're waiting for the schedules to open up. We can schedule these meetings. And as soon as we have that, we shouldn't have this 5-minute, like you said, email ready, sent to them ahead of time, and we can walk in and
Yes,
present ourselves.
they would love that.
All right. Any other
Mr.
comments?
Manager,
Yes, sir.
is there anything else you would like us to bring up while we're there? Any financial needs you think you see in the city that perhaps the legislature can approve?
Not necessarily for the city per se. I will be bringing on board RPK Funding, which is an outfit that I've used in other districts, who specializes in grants on several of the other clients. They've been able to bring in, for one client, about $2.5 to $3 million in grant funding with a matching of somewhere between 10 and 20%. So based upon that record, they seem to be able to find the grants that will work, the right one, they don't cost much, and they will help administer them.
I had to say this 2023, Palm Beach County, a lot of municipalities did very well with park money. The legislature really did well with green space and STEM things that are at parks. So we have, maybe this year, there won't be so many, we might be able to get something.
They also made the point that if we don't get the appropriations, because the budget is already pretty much set and that money is already designated, that grants is the best way to go. So if we can hire, and they did recommend that your city should have a grant writer. So I think that's an angle that we also need to look at.
I also want to plant the seed now. Presently, as we sit here today, we're not ready, but perhaps next year, city manager, I think it's probably time we start thinking about a lobbyist. We're almost, we're there, we're growing as a city, and they can go to bat for us. All the other municipalities have lobbyists. It's about time we at least start to consider.
I will see how I can squeeze it into the budget.
This is for next year, but excellent. All right, I'm glad we talked about it. City council comments. Councilwoman Leonard.
I'd just like to say, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Feliz Navidad, and Happy Hanukkah. Yes. So we are debating who's going to present next year to bring the MLK proclamation to the January meeting. So if we can have that on the agenda, we will.
It's not a debate.
Well,
Someone.
who's going to bring it up? We,
Discussing.
yes.
Welcome to do it. I support it.
All right, so Councilwoman Leonard will be sponsoring the
MLK.
proclamation.
We'll have it on the meeting.
Councilman Martinez.
Looking forward to the pop-up holiday market we have this weekend. And also the Westlake 5K has come to fruition. Will be coming very soon. As soon as I have this official date on hand, it will be out. We'll be sponsoring, advertising, and I'm looking forward to the event.
Mr. Vice Mayor. Mr. Werner.
I want to thank you, Mayor, and the council members for your support in this interim appointment. And looking forward to working with all of you and with staff as well. And I want to thank all my supporters that showed up here tonight and filled the council chambers. Probably the most attended meeting, right?
I think so. I was gonna make that part of my thought. Whatever magic you bring, I love seeing so many people in the audience.
Yeah.
There. Let's keep it up.
I wish everyone happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and looking forward to working with all of you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Vice Mayor.
I wanted to bring up for discussion, changing our meetings back to Mondays, either the first or second Monday. It wouldn't start until February because January set it for the 8th. But going back to what we used to do, keeping the time at 6, but going to a Monday meeting at either Monday or the first or second Monday of the month.
I personally, I got used to Tuesdays, but I'm completely flexible. Whatever the will of the council is, I will make my.
I already scheduled the year for Tuesday.
Okay.
The whole year?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe next year, guys.
Our department rules.
Yeah, I mean, I got used to Tuesdays, but
Yeah.
I can go back to Mondays, but it seems like our council member.
Yeah, I get to take a day off of work and I chose Tuesday for the year already. So
Okay, that's fine.
Tuesdays it is. Excellent. Any other?
No, that's it.
I want to welcome Mr. Warner to the council. I very much look forward to working with you. I commend your willingness to serve and be a part of the community and your fingerprints will be on this city forever because we're in our growth phase. So
Yes.
congratulations on the appointment and subsequently your swearing in for your permanent seat. So this is exciting. Right before the 5:30 meeting, I had the opportunity with FP&L. They chose a veterans home within our city in the Meadows, and they decorated the home with tons of lights and decorations and music, and they spent all day decorating it without the veteran knowing. This was in partnership with a nonprofit. So I was there when the veteran pulled up to the home for the first time. The media was there, and it was just great because the look on their face. I just want to say that FP&L was one of the very first investments to our entire city in the form of a 400-acre solar farm that they bought that dirt for a lot of money and they pay taxes on it. They really had the foresight to invest in our city, and they continue to make these investments now in the form of compassion and kindness towards our residents and our veterans. So one, I want to thank all veterans for their service, but at the same time, I want to thank FP&L for doing that. It was just an incredible show of compassion and thanks to our service members. So on the record, big shout out to FP&L. I do want to tout our Christmas market again. It's this Sunday at noon. There's going to be everything there. We've got, I think, 45 some vendors, bunch of food trucks. It's going to be really Santa. Santa will be there. So come get your photo and hang out and celebrate the holidays, all the holidays. So that's exciting. And I want to thank my colleagues and staff for all their hard work. I know they've been working tirelessly to get the holiday market off the ground as usual. And thank my colleagues for their leadership. With that, we've got some reports. Oh, let's open up for public comment. Oh, that's at the very end. Let's go ahead and go to staff reports, starting with fire rescue. We have one.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is that working? Yeah, I'm sorry. Break this up. I'm tall. I apologize. How's everybody doing this evening?
Excellent.
All right. Thank you for having me. Myself a little bit.
Sure.
You can take it out if you want. Just take it out. It'd be easier.
Oh, that's even better. All righty. So I'm here tonight. My name is Corliss Goodman. I'm a battalion chief of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. I've been there for 26 years. I live in Royal Palm. Sorry. I have to admit, I do want to move here. I saw your proof. Amazing. My district chief Romero, wish she could be here, but she had a life-saving event that she had to go to where a child saved someone and she wanted to attend that.
Oh, fantastic.
So she wanted me to apologize in advance. All right, so I'm going to go over the November from the 1st to the 30th. I'm sorry, I'll bring this a little closer. From the 1st to the 30th, where we had, I'm going to go over the calls. And I think you have the, so we had 5 medical calls. We had alarms, which were all fire alarms, 13 of those. And we had vehicle accidents, were 2. Hazardous situations, and I can't give you the specifics on the hazardous situation. I only know that it's a hazardous situation. And facility, interfacility transport. And I believe you have a hospital.
We're in ER.
An ER here. And that means that someone was taken there and they was transferred to another hospital. All right, and there was a total of 43 events. I have to say, I've worked a lot in this county, and that's pretty good. That's very low numbers. And that means that, your citizens are healthy, which is good. And you guys are taking care of your citizens. You're doing a great job. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. Good job.
Could you define what a hazardous event is?
Oh, yes. For someone that's been in special ops for 20 years, yes, I can. So a hazardous event can be anything from, let's say, believe it or not, it's quite small. It could be small or big. It could be someone that combines some chemicals together, which we know we're not supposed to put ammonia bleach together, right? We're not supposed to mix these chemicals. So that could be a hazardous event where it may affect someone, where it creates fumes, which could hurt somebody. Or we can have a plane that crashes that dumps a lot of gas or jet fuel, which 2 of them are different. And I'm sure we have some people in here that know about jet fuel and avgas. Well, anyway, those 2 are situations where it's a hazardous event. You can have a rollover where you have diesel or fuel all over the place.
Gotcha.
Right? We could have someone that is holding a certain type of chemicals in their homes or in containers, not in their homes, but it could be in their homes, or a truck driving by that has chemicals on it that spills over into the road. They could be small or it could be even mass. So I'm not really sure what incident you had in this area. All I know is that it just says 2 hazardous situations.
Okay. Could someone follow up with me on the specifics of what actually happened? Because I'm curious. Is that, I don't know if that's like protected by confidentiality, or can I get an email later saying?
Absolutely, that wouldn't be a problem.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no.
I'm curious.
You're looking at the times that they were dispatched and on scene, they weren't there too long, so it must not have been too serious in nature.
If you had to guess.
Yeah. Is when it's something, a large spill, we're there for hours.
Yeah, I'm just curious if maybe follow up later with an email and let me know what actually happened. That'd be good.
That would not be a problem.
So we can distribute it to the entire council.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
All righty, so our average response times from when the dispatch handles the call from the person to handling the call is less than a minute, it's 39 seconds. The same thing of getting the call to en route is 43 seconds. Now, the travel time in your city from Station 22 is, depending, and that's the average, 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Now, it can be longer or shorter, depending on the distance, of course, but longer because 22 might be on a call somewhere else running another call. And the overall is 6 minutes and 13 seconds, and that's actually pretty good if you look at the average of all the other cities.
That's great.
All right, so there was something that you said earlier, Councilman Martinez. I'm letting you know you said something, and I wanted to cover that so the citizens know.
Absolutely.
You mentioned on the 10th, that's the 10th, 12/10, right? It's coming up. We're gonna have an engine and a rescue. They're going to be scheduled in service from 12 to 1700 hours for the holiday pop-up event. So I was asked to ask you guys, men and ladies, I apologize.
That's okay.
Do you want anything more? Do you want any tabletop presentations? Do you want maybe our pub ed to come
We'll
out?
take everything you'll give us.
All right. The CRD, it's the Community Risk Reduction, Community Risk,
CRRD,
the
right?
CRD, they actually have a pub ed where they have big boxes of little fireman helmets that the kids can have. They got little coins, they have cartoon books. So if I can see if I can get that for you.
That'd be great.
All right. That's
Love
wonderful.
that.
All righty. Do you know how many people you were expecting?
I mean,
have more residents.
yes.
I can tell you, I'm the royal apartment. I'm coming.
Say-
Sorry.
I mean, I'm gonna say minimum 1,000 people, minimum.
Per-
And that's a conservative estimate. But it's also over the course of the whole time. So what a lot of people will do, you'll see a lot of golf carts roll up, they'll hang out for an hour and then they'll leave.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a busy event.
All right.
This is only our second one, so
Okay. I didn't get an invite, but
we'll make sure you get one.
all right. I love it. I love it. All right. And the next thing is on 12/17, engine 22 will be scheduled from 5:45 to 6:30 for the in-service, the truck drive through with Santa at the hammocks.
Oh, great.
All right, so we're gonna put him on the engine, drive around, blow the horns, do the lights, and let him do the wave.
Very cool.
All
I
right.
didn't know about
Is there anything else you need from me?
You good now?
that. No?
Any questions? Good. Smoking the bear. Try.
Chief, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's right. Thank
Have a
you.
great evening.
You too.
You too.
I love this resident participation. This is great. You guys need to start coming to every meeting now. I'm expecting it. We have more,
Yes, I was back.
yeah, let's do some more staff reports. Does PBSO want to
Oh, I didn't see her.
tell us how little crime we have going on in the city of Westlake?
That is the truth, actually.
How are you?
Guys,
Excellent.
I'm Lieutenant Sowers with Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. It's really hard to follow fire rescue because everybody loves the firefighter. I will tell you how little crime we have. In the past month, the deputies conducted 2,097 residential and business checks, which are all self-initiated. We've had about 130 traffic stops and calls for service that do not include those business or residential checks were 142. So all in all, we had 2,369 service calls. Of course, traffic is always a hot topic. We had 118 written warnings, 45 verbal warnings, and 51 citations. And I am proud to say for you guys that really only significance is 2 construction burglaries. And minimal items were stolen from either one of those, and just 2 acts of vandalism. Other than that, everything is, unless you guys have any comments.
Any after action on either of those two crimes? Do we know what the end result was with the construction burglaries? Did any,
No, those were assigned to the Detective Bureau.
they're working on them?
Those-
And what about the same as the vandalism?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, those aren't done. None of the four have been closed out.
We want to be very vigilant here in the city of Westlake, so let's send a message and send it loud, and we are not to be messed with.
Everything's
So,
still being looked at, so there's no conclusion on the four.
okay, if there is one, will you let us know?
Absolutely.
Thank you so kindly.
And I believe somebody called about having extra patrol.
Yes.
Yes,
And we will have that as well.
wonderful. Thank you so much for all you
Have
do.
any fun things to bring, like the fire?
You know,
I was just about to ask that.
I don't want to embarrass them by bringing all our bells and whistles.
Okay, okay,
But, no, sorry.
okay.
Well, thanks so much. I love it. City Attorney, any reports?
Nothing to report. Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to congratulate Councilmember Werner and collectively wish you all a very happy holiday season, the very best to you and your family for the upcoming year.
Thank you, Counselor.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have several items. Mr. Warner, welcome to the council. We look forward to working with you. Also to everyone, may you have a joyous holiday season with your family and friends and loved ones. One of the items that we have looked at is don't see anywhere in the record where we have adopted the holiday pop-up as an annual event.
What we did.
No, we didn't. If I could just, get a consensus, it is one of our annual events.
Yeah, I thought we did, and I thought we touched on it when I brought it up at the
4th of July.
2 meetings ago. We gave consensus to make it an annual event. but
All right.
let's
Now it's on the record, so we're good with that.
establish it as an annual event.
Also, Springfest. It would be an annual event, and the thing is, it's the Saturday prior to Easter, correct?
I think
A
so.
week ahead. It would be the date. In other words, we would adjust it depending on when Easter fell, correct?
You're right, we should.
This is a specific date,
Yes, the Saturday,
so it'd be one Saturday before.
the
not
Saturday
immediate.
prior to Easter.
Yeah, not the day before, but the week before.
Right.
Well, if that's what we've done consistently.
Yeah, that's what you did last year, was the
I'm
week
okay
before.
with that, yeah.
Okay. The other item is Fourth Fest. Fourth of July lands on Thursday this year. The question for the council is on the 4th or the Saturday before?
We've always
Or the
done it
Saturday
on the
after.
4th.
I just want to confirm.
I mean, Fourth Fest is the one that we've done on the 4th historically. And I also think that coincides with the state law giving permission to put off fireworks on the 4th. I don't know if that matters to us because we
No.
have home rule, but I personally like celebrating July 4th on July 4th because we're celebrating America's freedom, you know?
That's fine.
So
Just-
I'd like to keep that one on the actual day.
Just want to confirm. Thank you.
So that's the one that rolls with the actual day.
Okay. And we're still working on the use agreement and the binder. I should have that in the next day or so for the pop-up. Take care of that. I'll execute that when
Great.
it comes in. One of the other items is request that we continue to broadcast some meetings, but instead of continuing with the COVID type protocol, we go to pre-COVID protocol that participation would have to be in person in the chambers, but people could monitor and listen to the council meeting on the website, but not participate remotely.
So rather than saying, are there any public comments? It'll no longer be, we have received nothing from the virtual audience.
Correct.
They have to be present to comment.
Correct.
Is that consistent with other municipalities?
We are the only municipality that does it.
It still does virtual?
Yes. So yes, we would be consistent with the rest of the.
It's fine with everybody else, and I'm okay with that. Gardens of
I'll still
Westlake.
do the video.
Right, you can still view
Watch
from
this.
Correct,
virtually, but you have to be present to participate.
correct.
Okay.
So is it consensus of the council to move it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need a unanimous vote?
No, just.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to say I do enjoy the comments that the people from home get to, the input they get to give. I know people have kids. I know we might be the only city. Also pride ourselves on not being like every other city. So I just want to say I do enjoy keeping it.
Next item, just as an informational thing, there's a couple items. The fitness trail is under construction for all of you who have been following that. They finally started construction on the fitness trail. This year in 2023, from January through November 30th, the building department has handled 1,336 permits, which includes not only the homes, but fences, pools, driveway additions, et
Wow.
cetera, et cetera, which is quite a lot of permits. We issue almost as many as anybody else in the county. One of the items also, and I know it's out in this public, I'd like to make a public statement regarding the burning that occurs in our neighboring community. We are on a consistent basis of notifying the city manager and the city over there at Locks Groves regarding it. We are continuing to look if there's any other avenues that we can pursue with any other agencies that may have jurisdiction over that event.
Yeah, I hear a lot of complaints about that. And I know you hear it a lot from me.
Yes. Others. The last thing I have is from Center Improvement District, they will be, as a result of people delinquent and not paying on time and stuff, they will be increasing the deposits for new accounts because we've had a number of people, some renters that have skipped out and left a bill that didn't cover by their deposit. So in order to minimize that adverse impact on revenue to Center Improvement District, they will be increasing that. They also will be increasing the
What are you
reconnect
increasing
fees.
it from to?
It'll be closer to 3 months worth of the average bill.
And this is the deposit.
There's a deposit, which after 1 year of good pay goes back to the people.
Okay.
So it's for those that come in and bail out on us where we have something to cover what
Okay.
is done. Also, the reconnect fees for if your water is turned off will be increasing. Currently, they're $20. They're going to be doing to $50 for the first time. Second time, it's $100 if we have to turn you back on. Third time, it's
How many months
$150.
do they have to not pay before you kill the water?
By the time we actually turn the water off, they've actually used water and consumed it for almost 65 to 70 days.
So it's 2 months.
So by the time it comes through, because you're billed in arrears, in other words, you
Right.
consume the water, you get your bill, so you're paying, the bill you receive, say for December, you're actually paying November's water consumption.
I'm not asking about usage though. I'm talking about like how many payments have they missed?
It's, they're late. The second one is late before they get the door hanger and the turn off notice. So it's usually 60 days.
And so that somebody actually does come and put something on their door?
Yes, we do. Every month. Sid does
Okay.
on those. And we had 148 late payments last week. And we had, I believe 14 shutoffs
Okay.
for non-payment. And the door hanger is usually put out on a Tuesday. And they're given to the following Monday at 2:00 to pay. And then Tuesday is when the shutoffs occur.
Got it.
So-
a whole week after the door hanger.
And the door hanger is after the late fee and time that you've had to pay your bill.
And are they getting paper mail and emails saying that they're late?
Some are paper, some are emails.
Got it. Okay.
It's just a way to bring down the number of ones that we're chasing because it is extremely time consuming when you're having to chase somebody for the dollars.
Of course.
So we're trying to encourage compliance. When somebody realizes that, gee, if I don't pay my bill of $85, it's going to cost me $150 plus the 85 to get it turned back on. It's more of an incentive to
Right.
stay current on your water bill.
And $20 isn't as obnoxious as 50. Yeah,
Correct.
got it. Okay,
And that's all I have.
thank you, city manager. Let's open up for public comments. This section of the agenda allows for comments from the public to speak. Each speaker will be given a total of 3 minutes to comment. A public comment card should have been completed and returned to the city clerk. When you're called to speak, please go to the podium, unmute your device, and prior to addressing the council, state your name and address for the record. And from this point forward, not from this point, after today, public comments will have to be done in person.
Yes.
So if you're virtual and you want to make a public comment, speak now.
And then earlier.
Come to the next meeting. Do we have any public comments?
Mayor, we have 2 public comments. First public comment we have here in the audience, Miss Mary Ann Lynch. If you go to the podium, please, you have 3 minutes.
Ms. Lynch, please state your name and address for the record.
Hello, my name is Mary Ann Lynch, 15779 Orchard Drive.
Ma'am, can you speak into the microphone?
Mary Ann Lynch, 15779 Orchard Drive in the Groves. And as you know, I'm here about the stench coming over from Loxahatchee Groves. We've been enjoying living here for a year and a half in our beautiful home, beautiful neighborhood, beautiful everything. And the stench has prohibited us literally from going for walks in the morning, afternoon, evening, all different times. It's prohibited us from going in our pool that we're just finished and paid a lot of money for. And this has just been ongoing and ongoing. And it's definitely affecting my breathing. People say, no, there's no problems with it. It wouldn't be toxic at all. Yeah, I'm living it, so I don't believe anything that they say about that. So on my Facebook question to Mr. O'Connor, and I did hear what the city manager said earlier, lightly addressing it. I have 3 questions. So actively working, I was told. You said it on the Facebook page. I would just like answers to those 3 questions. Specifically, what is actively working?
I have put the city manager of Locks Groves on notice again, that it is continuing, that she needs to take care of something about it. They have to look at their business operations licensing. We have also reached out to DEP as well as EPA on burning and the requirements for burning, and if this type of business can burn. If they are allowed to do what they're doing, there's little we can do about it. But we are continuing to pursue every avenue. Next is we're looking at air pollution, air quality type situation, trying to find an agency to work that angle as well. But we're looking at any angle that we can use to force them to stop doing what they're doing.
But you said you put them on notice again. What has been done physically previously?
Oh, I've been over there, code enforcement's been there, seen it, we've talked to the resident, et cetera. They say, but we can do it. It's not in our jurisdiction, so there's nothing we can specifically do. We have to refer it to the city of Loxahatchee Groves. They have to be able to do the enforcement and take action.
What kind of pressure can you put on them to do anything, though? They just keep saying, we were here, these silly comments.
From city to city, the only pressure that you can put is relationships with the other city manager and with their council and with their code people as to whether something is in violation of one of their codes or the county code or some EPA or DEP code. That's the only thing we can do.
All this time, we don't have any direct answers to any of those questions. This has been ongoing for a long time.
The last email I saw back from them was they believe that we are harassing, that individual property owner believes that he is being harassed by us because we're new, they've been there. It's across the boundaries of the other jurisdictions. It's be very difficult for us as a city of Westlake to put a lot of pressure on them. But we're looking at any avenue we can to turn over any rock that can bring some relief to the residents.
So when is this EPA or these different agencies you're talking about? When were they contacted and when are they coming? What kind of plan is in place?
There is, have not received comment back from them at this point in time because again, it is a very difficult item to address because if they're allowed to burn, they are allowed to burn. If they're not allowed to burn by their, either their business license or their permits, then they're not allowed to burn. That
are they-
becomes the issue. My understanding so far is they're operating within their permits. But I still believe there may be some lever we can still pull to get some relief.
Because it can't be legal with the amount of stench that comes over. It's not being filtered properly. It's prohibiting people from walking around our properties. It's just absurd. And quite frankly, this is going to bring our values down big time. Big
I
time.
understand your concern.
It's a terrible thing to live with.
Agreed.
What are these additional avenues you said to me on Facebook? Actively working, you said we are it's all him doing it?
No, you just heard them. We've involved other
So the
agencies.
EPA?
Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, EPA, but no responses back yet from anybody.
They're
But
very-
these are just things that are being said that are being done, but nothing.
I don't have any responses
There's
back from the
been-
agencies at this point in time.
So how many times do you have you contacted the EPA? That you-
About every 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Every time there's a burn, I send off another email to everybody saying, hey, this is still a problem. What's going on? Why haven't we found something? You're still burning. It's still occurring. It's adversely impacting my residents.
This just reminds me of that old saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome.
But as a city, like I state, it's occurring in another city's jurisdiction. It is their total responsibility for control of that issue. We have no impact.
Right? It's very sad for all of us here.
Yes, it is.
I would really appreciate to see in writing what's been done, what days. I would like to see proof of what's done, who's been contacted. How many follow-ups? Who was spoken to there? Legally, what's our recourse?
As far as a legal response, I'll let the attorney speak to that.
City doesn't have any legal recourse directly, ma'am. Be perfectly honest with you. That's not what you want to hear, but I'm not going to mislead you. The fact is that Westlake doesn't have any enforcement authority over another municipality. We can make a public records request to make sure the permit is properly issued and it's being complied with.
I said, that's what needs to be done.
Yes, ma'am. And you may
Needs
wish to
filter- These things are being done to actually check if the air is being filtered properly. I'm sure there's regulations on that.
if,
They can't-
no,
We
ma'am,
do
we
not go
can't.
into
If
their
it-
jurisdiction on that.
If it's
We have no
private
authority.
property,
But you can have the EPA come to Westlake on our side of the canal and check the air while it's being done.
They don't respond like that. They don't respond like fire department or PD or something like that. You give them the issue, you tell them when it occurs. They may or may not show up when it's occurring.
Can I just, does everybody on the board live in Westlake or no?
The entire city council lives in Westlake, yes.
Yeah. Should all be really concerned. Because I know I really don't want to live in this. You know, and might be better to get out early before really word gets out, before, you know, values really plummet. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Madam Clerk?
Mayor, we have a public comment virtually from Ms. Alicia Torres. Ms. Torres?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, thanks. First, I want to say congratulations to Councilmember Gary Werner, for your appointment today. Thank you for being willing and able to be appointed early. Also, I want to thank Vice Mayor Greg Langowski for all of that legwork he did trying to get the Education and Youth Advisory Board revamped. I know he went to a lot of meetings, he did a lot of research, and he did a lot of work on, this repeal and reconstitution. And I think our students and our teachers, the city and the school, it'll be a big benefit to have this back and forth communication. So thank you again. That being said, I'm really bummed that this student board member for the Art in Public Places board didn't get any applications. And I wonder if anyone actually reached out to the art department at Seminole Ridge, sorry. And if not, I'm just curious, if a student does become aware and wants to apply, can they do that in an ongoing basis, or is the window cut off for this year for application?
Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sent to the coordinator over at Seminole Ridge High School. She forwarded to the arts department. I believe it was 3 other art teachers that received the notice. And so the vacant position will just remain open until we receive any applicants.
Okay, all right, thank you. Last comment, I mentioned this to our city manager at a coffee, but I just wanted to say it publicly to get on the record. I'm talking about the city streetlight, or the streetlights, sorry, the streetlights, and this is just east of Seminole Pratt. The streetlights along Town Center Parkway South, North, and then just that eastern extension of Town Center Parkway. I feel like I've really tried to, gauge how many lights are working properly, and I would say it's about 50%. I think maybe there's 20% that are out entirely, and then the rest are just that purple light. And I get that, this is a safety issue, absolutely. But also, I just want to say that the parkway is so beautiful, it just would be nice to have consistent matching lights, up and down the parkway. So I'm just hoping that we can get an FPL audit, somebody to come out and look for themselves, because it's such a high amount of lights that are not properly working. It's not realistic for us residents to be reporting them one by one on, the FPL's website or whatever. So even tonight, if you want to drive, like I said, Town Center Parkway South, drive down Town Center Parkway and then come back up and do the north one, just to take a look yourselves to see how many are not working. I think we need that. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, regarding the lights, I've sent multiple emails to our FPL rep regarding those. It is a common failure that the lights turn purple before they go out. It's an issue that they have with the LED lights. I've told them that they just need to come in and drive the entire community and relamp it.
City Manager, if you could copy me, just because I just left the External Affairs Director, Alon Koffer from FPNL, I could probably help move that needle.
Appreciate it.
So copy me on that. I wrote it to him and say enough is enough.
Agreed.
We can get that done.
What was your response back?
They'll put it forth, and also they gave us the link for individuals to report it. So it really needs to go through their reporting mechanism. But my response back to him was, it's the majority of the lights in my city. So you just need to send trucks out and do it.
There's at least 12 in a row, I think, on Town Center Parkway North. They're all purple.
Yeah.
Would it be of any benefit of most or all the council to send emails to show?
There's a link on the city's website. If everybody calls it in on a continuous basis and we just bury them in complaints, maybe they'll get the idea that it is a serious issue.
Yeah, and I'll work my avenue as well. So. Do we have any other public comments?
We'll give the virtual audience additional time if they wish to make a comment. If you're a virtual attendee, please raise your virtual hand. If you've been muted, please press *6. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address. Ms. Rose, did you have another comment?
No, sorry, it's being buggy.
No, we have no additional comments.
If there's no further business, I will go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 7:40 PM.
So, do you smell a stench?
Well, thank you.